Ever been to San Francisco before?
Oh, very briefly. I came through with a camp show during the war.
Oh, it's going to be such fun showing you San Francisco.
Apparently, Hollywood filmmakers feel the same. From the silent era, when Erich von Stroheim shot Greed in the Emeryville mudflats, to the recent hit, The Rock, current TV series Nash Bridges, locations in and around San Francisco have proved irresistible to filmmakers, television producers, and virtually anyone with access to a camera.
When I became interested in San Francisco, it immediately appealed to me because A, it was close to Los Angeles by plane, that you could get there in an hour. B, that once you had done that, that you were far from Los Angeles and we could be more independent.
Even though most of the stories filmed here are fictitious, each time a camera crew is lured to San Francisco, it inadvertently becomes part of a decades-long, ongoing project documenting the evolving vistas of the city. Watch this scene from the 1949 film noir classic DOA. Are you looking at Edmund O'Brien? Are you concerned about his character? Of course not. You're looking at the cars, the people, the storefronts, and thinking, Market Street sure has changed. And when O'Brien reaches the end of Market, you can see how the street itself has been altered. Market no longer connects with Embarcadero. Today, O'Brien would have to scamper through a portion of Justin Herman Plaza. At the other end of Market, near the Civic Center, William Powell and Myrna Loy enjoyed the sights in the 1936 film After the Thin Man. Today, the sights aren't quite as enjoyable, and you might not want to stop and socialize.
You know California Street from the hill at Stockton? Yeah. Well, coming down the hill in a cable car, you could just see my office.
Not anymore, and Bob Hope's character in 1947's My Favorite Brunette would have a tough time paying the rent today because the entire block is now occupied by the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. Hope would also discover that a lot of the sky above California Street has disappeared. In 1958's Vertigo, Kim Novak's mysterious character lived a couple of blocks up the street on Nob Hill. Most viewers assume she resided at the Mark Hopkins Hotel, but the location is actually the Brocklebank apartment building, 1 block away from the Fairmont. The same spot visited 10 years earlier by Rita Hayworth in Lady from Shanghai. Much like children fighting over a brand new toy, historically, filmmakers have pounced on any new addition to the Bay Area landscape in an effort to be as hip and current as possible. Shortly after the Bay Bridge opened in 1936, Powell and Loy, our perennial sightseeing sleuths, took a drive to Oakland across the spanking clean span. Amazingly, traffic was so light then, you could stop dead in your lane and not annoy anyone. When the Transamerica Pyramid altered the city's horizon in the early 70s, the thriller The Laughing Policeman did its best to squeeze the newly built landmark into every shot. After the futuristic-looking Hyatt Regency opened in 1973, it became the premier lodging place for everyone from Mel Brooks to Jack the Ripper. In 1970, during the construction of Bart's Transbay Tunnel, director George Lucas gained access to film the climax of his first movie, THX 1138. The character, played by Robert Duvall, is supposed to be climbing up a ladder in a huge vertical shaft. But look closely, he is actually horizontal, climbing over rungs placed along the bottom of the Transbay tube. Not everything is what it seems in San Francisco movies, and it seems no two filmmakers can agree on what kind of city it is.
This is my town, San Francisco.
Look at this.
San Francisco is no place for a woman.
In the movies, San Francisco streets are filled with available taxis whose drivers are psychically aware of your need for a cab. The streets themselves are spotless, apparently spit-shined on an hourly basis. No papers, no cigarette butts, no leaves. The city makes Disneyland look like a toxic waste dump. You never have to wait for a cable car. There's always an available seat, and all of the riders appear to be dressed for the opera. Tourists are nowhere to be seen. The roadways are so uncluttered and free of traffic, you can stop your car on Lombard Street for a leisurely chat, or pull into a curbside parking space at Fisherman's Wharf whenever you get the itch for a crab cocktail. A 1936 film, After the Thin Man, William Powell and Myrna Loy appear to own an estate so opulent, even their driveway has a spectacular view.
Isn't it lovely?
And who wouldn't kill to have this backyard? This location is so stunning, it was used again in 1957's Pal Joey. If you like, you can visit this location today. The owners wouldn't mind at all, and it still has one of the best views in the city. But if you are thinking of buying this place after you win the lottery, forget it. There is no house up here because, it ends up, those characters were actually living at Coit Tower. Thanks to previous filmmakers' fascination with San Francisco, we are able to take a time machine tour of some famous tourist stops in the city. Everyone knows this location, but if you don't think it has changed much through the years, watch. It isn't just the ads and billboards. Union Square has lost at least 2 major buildings since 1963, when Alfred Hitchcock filmed his classic thriller, The Birds. Hitchcock's most elegant vision of the city is his 1958 mystery, Vertigo. In it, Jimmy Stewart lives in an apartment near one of San Francisco's most popular tourist attractions. One day, he comes home to see Kim Novak waiting at the door. If he came home today, he probably wouldn't see her, due to the expanding vegetation out front. Then again, the current owners are probably happy this cinematic landmark is virtually unrecognizable to the tourists pouring down from Lombard Street.
It's a miracle these people ever got out of the 20th century.
Bob Shaw for segment 2.